San Francisco. You watched last night, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Trey Lance was pretty good. Before we get into that,
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan, of course, asked after the game because Trey Lance had a very good finish to the first half and some strong moments in the second half. If anything had changed between Jimmy G and Trey Lance.
No, I haven't seen that. I would love for it to be more and more each week, but, I think the situation is pretty similar right now.
And did you make an announcement? Is Jimmy Garoppolo your starter week 1?
No, I'm not making that announcement. Let's try though. Whenever I feel like it. Not tonight.
Whenever I feel like it.
He's visibly annoyed.
With what?
I don't know with what. I don't know. To me, it would be the fact that he wanted Trey Lance to take advantage of last night. Jimmy threw an interception, and he wanted him to go out there and play well right off the bat so he could go, it's Trey Lance time. And he's pissed off about it. Can we replay that clip? Just to replay I want everybody to listen to the first part of it. When he's like, I would have liked him to close that gap. He's saying I want the guy to close the gap. I'd like to be able to tell you something's changed here, but it hasn't. Go ahead, play it one more time.
No, I haven't seen that. I would love for it to be more and more each week, but, I think the situation is pretty similar right now.
And did you make an announcement? Is Jimmy Garoppolo your starter week 1?
No, I'm not making that announcement. Let's try though. Whenever I feel like it. Not tonight.
I think most people are excited about Trey Lance. I know you are too, based off of what he did end of the first half, second half. But you can't unsee the first 3 series he played also.
That's right. I know.
And maybe that's hanging on his mind.
I think that's what it is. All right, so this is why, listen, anybody that I'm self-scouting myself.
Yeah.
I was on PFT this morning, and I said, it was raw and all of those things. But as long as Shanahan feels like he can trust Trey Lance to take care of the ball, I don't know. I think I might just start Trey Lance to week 1, too, and just get it over with. Don't play games. First off, Shanahan's special. We've seen him do this with RG3 before with a way lesser team around him than what Trey Lance and the 49ers are. The 49ers are a Super Bowl caliber football team, and I do think Shanahan can manage him. But having said that, I went back and watched the film this morning of that game. Of course, it became available this morning, so I turned it on. And after that performance, I don't think he's going to be in Shanahan's trust tree quite yet. I mean, you kind of explained it. First off, he's got, and I know we got some pictures and we'll show, but I don't want to get there quite yet. Just he has the first third down, right? Throws the high rocket behind Deebo Samuel. Listen, nobody on earth is going to catch that ball. Right. That is not the appropriate throw of that football. Not every throw can be the Aroldis Chapman 105-mile-per-hour fastball. Mm-hmm. The guy is 7 yards in front of him. You can't throw it as hard as you can. I understand a ball with pace, right? Like Rodgers or Josh Allen or whatever, they would have gone, wait, I know I could throw it 105, but a disaster might happen. Let me throw it 94, right? Like that. So it's still a good pace. My guy can get it in a hurry. But there's got to be some feel there. Right. He doesn't have that, let alone when he steps on the gas, he loses some accuracy at times, as you see. Now, the next drive, very similar route to the first third down he misses to Deebo Samuel. This time, same thing, high and hard. This time it's in front, and it gets popped in the air and intercepted. Same type of thing. I want to say the same thing I just said with the first one.
Right.
Way too hard for that throw right there, and off target. So let's look at the photos first off, just to check it out. And is this the incompletion? Yeah. So here's the incompletion. Look, I mean, it's wide open. Now here's the thing. You see Trey Lance, the position he's in. First off, his windup is long.
Yep.
I can already see in 2 weeks that defensive linemen have tell on him. They get their hands up, and he had a few balls in this game that were close to batted because it's a what do I want to say, a deliberate delivery. Yeah, it's quick, but it's long and it's looping with that right arm. So next frame here, wide open, right. Now, again, Deebo Samuel, I'd go in the wide receiver room today in San Francisco. They're going to go, we'd like you to catch that ball. But also in the quarterback room, Shanahan's going, dude, we got to throw a better football there. And you got to throw it, not only more accurately, but you can't throw it that hard. It's
Right.
not realistic to think that guy's going to catch that like that.
I think it should be pointed out, too, that even though both of the interceptions from those two quarterbacks came on the in-breaking routes over the middle, Garoppolo's was a much more catchable ball.
Yeah,
and this is what happens in the preseason. You kind of get into the weeds on a couple of throws that ultimately don't matter. But Garoppolo, I think, threw a good ball a little bit high.
Yeah, it was high.
This is a tough ball to catch because of the pace, like you talked about, and how far behind him it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big miss.
It's a little shorter than the Garoppolo interception,
shorter,
too.
yeah.
So the guy's running at a faster speed. Is coming at him out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the thing I've tried to portray, too, with Lance, and I think you're going to continue to see this, and you've seen it in both games so far, drops, right? You've seen drops. Yeah, one, the ball's too hard. Something else I said on PFT today, too. His ball's not an easy ball to catch. It does not spin. It's not perfect spirals, and it's a hard wobbler. He throws kind of a knuckleball. So that's going to lead to the ball bouncing off people's hands or not catching it.
Yeah.
A spiral is easy to focus on. Whoa, that ball's spinning. I can look at the point. Now I can focus on it and catch it. Boom, it's right there, right? I mean, here's the football. Perfect spiral is just boom, it's right there. If the ball's kind of coming in like this, oh, man, the point hit my palm. I dropped it. Oh, the ball hit me a little sideways. It's harder to catch, especially if it's going that fast.
I think it's a great point. There's another part of the heavy ball without the right kind of RPMs. The receiver's going to see where it is and put his hands up. There's slight alteration when a ball isn't spinning the right way. It might be 4 inches more to the left than you thought it was when you put your hands up.
Because it moves a little weird
exactly.
if it's not spinning the right way.
It doesn't go from point A to point B the way you think it is.
Right.
It's unpredictable, even if it's not windy out.
Exactly right.
It makes a big difference.
So I think there is something to look for. And now you want to show the other picture? Let's go to the other ones. I mean, here we go. Now we got the interception. You can see it's the same type of route. Here he comes in from the right. I can't remember who this was that dropped this one or the throw was intended to. But, again, cycle through it, Pete. Here he is in the pocket. I like it, but, I mean, you see.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah. You'd like your receiver to make an unbelievable catch over the middle. He is completely stretched out and jumping off the ground. And it's Mohamed Sanu, who has, like, the strongest hands in America, I can tell you, okay? I mean, Mohamed's from New Jersey. I've spent time around him. I mean, balls don't overpower him. So there's that ball. High, hard, not easy to catch, boom, interception. So, okay, now Richie James later in the game. There's this one too. Just his third quarter, the first drive. Again, people are going to put this on Richie James, and I'm going to go, no way. From where his head's not turned around yet. I know he hasn't thrown the ball again, but this is a 5-yard out route. He throws it way too hard. And even that, the ball goes right through Richie James. So there it is, right? And, this picture's not going to do justice to what it looked like on TV or film. His head's around, and you're going to he should have catch it. But it is truly flying through the air at such a hard pace and everything like that. And forget that. The ball goes through him. You should see the coaches and everybody behind him after the ball goes through them. They're all lit out of the way like it's a bomb. Like, oh, damn, get out. Whoa. Like, I mean, that's literally what they're doing. So he's got to learn to throw the ball with some variety and some touch and just some appropriateness as far as, wait, not every one has to be the hardest throw I've had. But getting back to the point here of, like, there's a lot to like about Lance. You see he's athletic, and he's quick, and the arm is powerful, and he does have the ability to throw a touch pass. We saw them do it right in this the 2-minute drive at the end of the second quarter. Little fade down the right sideline. Prettiest ball I've seen him throw yet. And the ball spinned and everything. Nice, catchable, appropriate football. We need to see more of that. But where I get back into where I was going, you know what? Shanahan should just start him. Right? He did it with RG3 and all those type of things. And where I'm going, okay, wait, Chris, self-scout thyself. We need to pump the brakes. He went through a stretch there where I want to explain this to everybody. He had the third down drop. Okay. Next drive, he got a completion or two, but then he throws the interception, all right, on the third down. The very next pass of the next series, he throws a tight end out route. He threw it right into the chest of the defender. He dropped the interception. So he has that. Now, his very next throw after that was nobody's open. He's got the back and some short check down throws, but he's still looking downfield, and an inch away from getting strip sacked. He gets sacked, And I want to go, if those were the starters in there, if that was Joey Bosa and company, that's a strip sack, and they've lost the ball. And now we've gone, missed an open receiver on third down, intercepted on third down, interception, could have been interception, and here a fumble. That's where you're going to get in the Shanahan, whoa, you're not in my trust tree. Like, no matter how much I like you and I want you to be the starter and everything like that, if we turn the ball over,
right,
I don't care how good we are as a team or how talented you are, it's going to be hard for us to win football games. So that's where that was a scary stretch, as you said already. Those first 3 series, I mean, that was bad. And that strip sack, let me just say this too. See, now he's missed a few throws. There's a guy wide open in the middle of the field, but he was a little scared to pull the trigger because he had missed his last 2 throws, and now missing throws affect his decision-making. Positive thing is he finally did settle in and really showed that,
he did.
Like we said, some variety, some good decisions and things like that, and the ability nonetheless to bounce back and kind of settle into the game and find his way, and that I give him credit for.
A couple of things to point out, too, as I listen to you. I want to back up to something you said a few moments ago. Super Bowl caliber team. Yeah. This is the one situation of all these rookies we're talking about.
I know.
The one guy who's walking into a situation where we can say that. They have postseason expectations. And even though Jimmy Garoppolo leaves a lot to be desired with how he's played the last 2 or 3 years, you could picture them going 13-4 with him playing pretty well.
It wouldn't be shocking, no.
Can you picture them doing that with Trey Lance? I don't know.
No, I can't, but I'll say this just to your question, because that's a great point. You're right. But I could still see them going 11-6 and being a more dangerous team in the playoffs than they would be with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is what you have to balance. And, I don't know. Ultimately, I don't know what Shanahan will do now. I don't know. Last night's going to be scary enough, I think, to where maybe Jimmy G does start. You just have a package of Trey Lance plays in the first few games. And then if Jimmy G doesn't play well and you feel like Trey Lance is coming the right way, then maybe they make that switch. I kind of went in this morning just going, hey, listen, I'm not a huge Jimmy G fan. I think he's a below-average NFL starting quarterback. Obviously, I've made him 20 in my rankings. I think the 49ers feel the same way. They did everything they could on earth to try to replace him this year. So that's where I came in today going, man, let me just start the era. Shanahan can do it. He can make anybody look good. I mean, anybody. I just like to remind anybody, Nick Mullins was going into his 16th start as a quarterback, and he was on verge of throwing what was the stat? The second most yards in the history of football through 16 starts, right? So Shanahan can make chicken shit out of chicken salad out of chicken shit any day. I mean, Nick Mullins probably not going to make the Philadelphia Eagles football team. And there he was. Everybody was ready to anoint him the king of the world in the Shanahan offense. So I never put anything out of the realm. I do think their most dangerous team and offense can ultimately be at its highest potential with Lance. But if you can't trust them to take care of the football, that's going to be the biggest issue.
And the big question about Lance is kind of playing out now in the preseason that we had in the spring, that he hasn't played in over 400 days. He played at North Dakota State. This might be really raw, and it's coming off as really raw.
It is.
One other question about him before we move on. Can't you get the best of both worlds? Can't you, if you're a Niners fan, assume Jimmy G's going to play pretty well most of the time and run Lance out there for 1 or 2 series a game? Like, have a special package for him to where you're not giving him the keys to the car and saying, hope to see you in February at the Super Bowl.
No, I know.
But you are taking advantage of his talent with a couple series a game where you have a special package for him.
I'm glad you got there, because this is one of the points I wanted to make here. Here's the other thing. One of the other reasons I came in this morning on PFT going, just start the Trey Lance era. Like, again, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not a great athlete. He's not a great down-the-field thrower. And if he's going to be inaccurate with throws like we saw there and then cause turnovers and shit like that anyways, then go with the other guy. I mean, I don't know. But I'm glad you brought this up, because here's the other element we're missing here too. They haven't even run Trey Lance yet. Shanahan's saving all that stuff. He's saving it all. And again, that's where I kind of came in the morning going, well, his runs, the Trey Lance runs packaged with his normal runs and the way he can do play actions and boot Shanahan, he could manage Trey Lance. I really think the last piece of the puzzle is he needs to be able to trust him on third down or obvious passing situations, and last night's not going to help him in that department. So to your point, yes, I think will be a package of plays, especially early on. They traded 3 first-round picks for the guy.
Right.
They got to get him to playing. You just said he's raw and hasn't played in 2 years. And even before that, it was raw in the year he did play.
Right.
So he's got to get on the field to some extent. The problem is this. As you get late in the year and the games start to count and things like that, and Jeremy Garoppolo is still your starter, and now they bringing in Trey Lance every now and then. That one game where, whoa, Jimmy was awesome and they were up 14-0, and they decided to bring Lance in, and he fumbled and the other team scored and the game was never the same.
Trouble.
You're going to have to hear that shit, right? Why did you do that? Jimmy was hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah.
So that's the problem you get there either way. But listen, I don't know what to say about this one. I really don't. I really believe in my heart of hearts Shanahan wants to start Trey Lance. He wants him to be the guy. He wants to start the new era with him. But last night is not going to help him trust him, in an NFL regular season game with the way he took care of the football and how close he was to disaster more than just the one interception.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.